Next story, we have Lilian Ng'ang'a, who is speaking about mourning and how to mourn, or at least how to behave at a funeral. And we've seen recently two stark differences between two funerals that were held, I think, in the last week or so. We had Brian Chira, who was buried on the 24th of this month, and of course we had none other than Rita, a news presenter on NTV, Rita Tinina, who also was buried on the 27th of March. And obviously these were very different experiences. We all remember that every single person who has had the choice to say what they thought hasn't said it in a lot of, pride. A lot of people were actually sad about how the funeral of Brian Chira was conducted, all the mishaps, all the drama, all the twerking, all the videos, all the drinking and the tumblers everywhere. People were quite peeved about that whole situation. And Lilian Ng'ang'a is again trying to speak about how funeral processions are held. And she said this: being a public figure gives one a glimpse of how funerals should be. She says media announces, people post photos you'd have taken with them or text that you've shared with them. They post lovely messages on social media saying how you were nice, you died too soon, you died too young, etc. They fundraise, then come in large numbers to bury you, and that is life. And this is, of course, a criticism again to how the burial procession or the funeral procession of Brian Chira was conducted. Honestly, I feel like this is one of those conversations which we probably don't need to be, too invested in, because we all know Brian Chira. He was a nice young man, but he had a very complicated life and an even more complicated personality. And of course, if this is what the people who are truly his fans, what they consumed, would definitely show you that honestly, they also are probably very complicated persons, and therefore you wouldn't really be so surprised if things like this would happen. I still stand by that. I think that it's a young crowd. They will celebrate him in the way that feels right for them. And of course, we can't compare Rita and Chira. These are different personalities. They run in different circles. They had different fans. Their families are different. Honestly, a funeral is a funeral. Yes, I do agree that maybe in the future, if people want to celebrate you, then they should have an event outside of the funeral where they can do what they need to do. But respect and a bit of decorum during funerals, at least for the family, is very, very important. Then again, I don't know, that's pretty much where I stand with this whole situation.